Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for your student procession. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the academic procession. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the platform party.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please take a seat. Hi, good afternoon, boys, girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gary Ellis, and I'm the chair of the Board of Corporation of New College Durham. On behalf of the board, it gives me great pleasure to extend to you all a warm welcome for the awards ceremony this afternoon. This afternoon's ceremony, various awards will be made covering higher national certificates, higher national diplomas, higher apprenticeships, and various professional qualifications. Validated by Edexcel, CIPD, CASH, and CMI. May I begin by introducing the guys at the front. To my right is Dr. Simon Goon. Simon's Managing Director of Business Durham. We'll hear from Simon later. On my far right is Mark Anderson, Vice Principal of New College Durham. And on my left is Mo Dixon, also Vice Principal of New College Durham. Delighted to see so many of you here today, former students, parents, friends and staff of New College Durham. Many of you, I'm sure, will have made long journeys to be with us, and we're most happy that you managed to join us at this afternoon's celebrations. If I may just make an apology on behalf of the Principal, John Widdowson. We're normally joined by John at this point and he'll make an address to you all. However, personal circumstances say that John can't be with us this afternoon, so our thoughts are with John and his family today. At this point, I'd like to invite Simon to present the various certificates to our graduates today.
Graduates for the following awards. The award, Higher National Certificate, Construction and the Built Environment, Peter Dowson. Lewis Gittins. The award of Higher National Certificate, Construction and the Built Environment, Civil Engineering, Daniel Barron. Jordan Larkin. The award of Higher National Certificate, Mechanical Engineering, Callum Piggott. The award of Higher National Diploma Civil Engineering, Matthew Barron. The award of Higher National Diploma Construction, Josh Appleby. Mark Bolam. Liam Harrison. Christopher Ingham. And now we have a series of awards for our higher apprenticeships in the college. This is the Level 5 Higher Apprenticeship in Human Resource Management, Deborah Cracknell. Angeline Cross. Jane Caroline Davidson. Kay Doherty. Melanie Haynes. Alison Hunter. Rebecca Johnson. Sarah Jones. Rachel Ann Kennedy. Leslie Peart. Terry Robinson. Jacqueline Taylor. Emily Watson. The award of the Level 5 Higher Apprenticeship, Leadership, Health and Social Care and Children and Young People Services, Janice Amer. Carol Birdsall. Julia Coupe. Susan Dinsdale. Helen Elizabeth Dobby. Susan Goonan. Maureen Gregory. Joanne Grucock. Deborah Harrison. Craig Jonathan Hilton. Susan Kerr. Special mention to our very own Ashley Moore. Stephen Park. Christine Ritchie. Sonia Ritchie Park. Patrick Taminen. The award of Level 5 Higher Apprenticeship, Management and Leadership, Christopher Keith Boston. Carol Close. Karen Dobson. Sarah Ellis. Kimberly Hope. Shirley Ann Kirkbride. Rachel Middleton. Lynn Patterson. Rachel Louise Grace Surtees. Brogan Wake. Megan Willis. The award of Level 5 Certificate in Human Resource Management, Rebecca Long. Claire Rushworth. Matthew Bainbridge. The award of the Level 5 Diploma Human Resource Management, Harriet Williamson. The award of the Level 5 Diploma Leadership Management, Stephen Bennett. David Gillett. Darren Hunt. Des Hunt. Steve Johnson. The award of the Level 7 Diploma Strategic Management and Leadership, Graham Barnes. Julie Curry. Mark Kirkup. Susan Langley. Barry Oliver. Graham Pilkington. Emma Regan. John Turner. Catherine Watson. Rebecca Dunn. Dr. Simon Goon, that concludes the presentation of candidates for the award of Higher National Certificates, Higher National Diplomas, Higher Apprenticeships and Professional Qualifications.
Thank you, Sam. Thanks more, Mark. Just in John's absence, I would like to, on behalf of the board and probably the members of staff, I'd just like to say what a successful year it has been for New College Durham. Retention rates across all courses have been in the high 90s, with 99% of our students completing the second and third year of their courses. Pass rates have also been at a very high level, and 94% of our graduates have gone on to a positive destination, which means either a course of higher study or to a job. And I think you'll find that those success rates that I've given you there compare favourably, not only in the region, but also nationally. I think also you've seen some graduates today for our higher apprenticeships, and currently our current enrolment figures for higher apprenticeships are around 300 higher apprenticeships, and we envisage that this amount will significantly increase in the next 12 to 18 months. So thanks to ourselves for that on behalf of the board, for both the students and to all of our academic staff. At this point, I'd like to introduce Simon Goon. As I mentioned, Simon is Managing Director of Business Durham, which is, for those of you who don't know, is the economic development company for County Durham, delivering business environment for businesses and economic growth in our region. Simon has a PhD in organic chemistry. He's had several technical and commercial roles within fine chemical and the pharmaceutical industry with Cambrex and Rhodia Pharma Solutions, and he's overseen research and development projects, new product introductions, overseeing account management and the life cycle management of products sold to many blue chip international companies, which you'll recognise when Simon gives his address. After a decade, Simon became head of business investment at One North East, delivering their inward investment, account management and key sector development strategies and access to finance. Simon left One North East to form Key Strengths Limited to provide strategic consultancy, helping organisations to develop, change and implement strategy. Simon holds a PhD and a BSc Honours in Chemistry. He's a chartered chemist and a member of the Royal Society of Chemistry. He is also a member of the Institute of Directors. I'll now invite Simon to deliver his address.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for having me here this afternoon, and thank you to John and Gary and the team at New College Durham for allowing me to join you in this fantastic celebration. Can I congratulate you all again on completing your qualification and getting to this point. I know that it's been a lot of hard work for many of you, and I know a lot of you have done this part-time as well, which is even more power to your elbow, as they say. Many congratulations. It's a great celebration of your achievements, and it's a privilege to be able to celebrate it with you. For many of you, this moment hopefully will be part of unlocking a future full of adventure. And it might not be climbing Everest or running hundreds of marathons back to back, or breaking some record that you've always wanted to break. But learning, gaining skills and qualifications opens up so many opportunities. And it's often said these days that there is no career for life. And that means that there are a host of jobs out there that are just waiting to fit you, whether you're currently in employment or looking for that next challenge, that next opportunity, given that you've achieved what you've achieved today. And I think that's even more so with the evolution and the rapid development of technology. And there are jobs that will be there in a few years' time that people aren't even thinking about at this point in time. And when I started my degree in chemistry, there is no way that I would have envisaged the journey that my career and the adventures that I've had as part of that. So this afternoon I've been asked to say just a little bit about my career journey and hopefully pull out some of the lessons often gained with the benefit of hindsight that might be of benefit to yourselves as you move on from this point, either into the world of work for the first time or a new job, or as you look for that next job, challenge and adventure. I think my starting point was probably not that different to many of yours here. I came from a working class background. I grew up on a council house, in a council house, with a younger sister and a mum and dad who valued education and backed us both accordingly. And in fact, I was the first in my family to go to university. I guess the biggest difference though was that I started out with an accent like this because I'm a Brummie originally. And I think that could have been an impediment if I hadn't been able to soften my accent a little and moved up to the northeast to do a degree in chemistry after my A-levels. As part of that degree, I ended up doing a year in industry down in London with GlaxoSmithKline. And here were sort of the first two lessons that I'd like to draw out this afternoon. And they are: be inquisitive and invest time in others. So I was doing an analytical test, an experiment that wasn't working and the instrument wasn't working. And I asked an old hand, why? And he said, oh, it's that. And I said, well, how do you know it's that? And what then ensued was him taking 4 hours out of his day to show me how to find faults and to problem solve. And I use those techniques today, still 30 years, nearly 30 years on. So having completed my degree, I then went on and did a PhD in organic chemistry. And during that time, I realized that research and myself weren't happy fellows. We just didn't get on. I need a purpose. I need a point to what I'm doing, a focus, an end game. And research is really valuable for improving lives, technology, improving our knowledge, but it's just not for me. And I didn't find my PhD easy at all. But then work is meant to be work. There are highs and lows, but I don't need to tell you that because you've got to where you've got to today. So I doggedly for 3 years pursued my PhD and ended up with a PhD quite successfully. And during that time, I was invited to go on a course around helping you to understand a bit more yourself and develop transferable skills. And I went on that course, and it took me from being a good chemist into being an employable chemist as I learned more about myself. And I still tutor on those courses to this day because it was such a transformative process. And the skills and experience that you acquire in getting a degree, a PhD, a HNC, HND, a qualification from a professional body, it's really important, and I'll be the first to say go for it. But also, I think it's more than just the degree or the HNC or the HND. It's the stuff you learn as you go through that process that's equally as important. So I've now got a PhD, but I don't like research. So what do? Well, I actually just wrote hundreds of letters. You'd call it spamming today, and posted them out and licked 200 stamps, suffered with the taste for a while in my mouth. People will remember that of a certain age. And ended up getting a job in the chemical industry down in Tees Valley. A company called Seal Sands, part of the Cambrex Group, a big international pharmaceutical and chemical company. And after a couple of years, I was promoted to R&D manager and found myself at a mid-20s, wet behind the ears chemist, managing a group of 4 or 5 PhDs, some technicians, and people far more experienced than myself. And here I learned another lesson, and that lesson is the boss doesn't have to know everything. Having good people to work with you is hugely important. And I learned so much from those people, not only about how to put chemical processes onto plant, but also about how to manage people, how to work with different types of people. And as a side, I also learned how to do risk management because chemical processes are quite dangerous. And we didn't manage to kill anybody or blow anything up, so that's a good thing. Seal Sands was a small company, and it meant that I got lots of opportunity to try new things, and I took those, trying to just find out what I was going to do with my career. And I came across this phrase that I've coined the experience piggy bank. So when you start out in a job, or when you get a new job, or you start at the beginning of your career, you're going to get deposits into your experience piggy bank. So that will be salary, it'll be experience, it'll be opportunities, it'll be lessons learned. But there'll come a point where actually you start to pay out from that experience piggy bank as well. You're adding value to the organisation, and the only thing that's being credited is the salary. And I got to that point at Seal Sands Chemicals at about 4 or 5 years, and I wanted to be remunerated more for what I was doing. So I had a word with the board. The board said no. So I got another job and went to work for Rhodey Pharma Solutions as an account manager. It was during that time that I was R&D manager, I started to get into business and commerce. And I really accelerated that experience working at Rhodey Pharma Solutions. I account managed a number of household name products that were sold to them: GSK, Pfizer, Wrigley in the States. I got to travel all over the world. Rhodey is the French ICI, so I spent a lot of time in France, having chemical meetings with me speaking English with a French accent and them speaking French with an English accent. And we still didn't manage to blow anything up either. And I learned so much about business and commerce at this time: pricing, costing, selling, how you source materials, how to influence people. I oversaw projects across 3 different continents, multiple time zones, different cultures. But after about 4 years, and there's a theme emerging here, I was asked to apply for a job at One North East, which Gary alluded to. And so I was successful in that, which is the RDA, the Regional Development Agency for the North East of England. And it's a tremendous privilege to be able to represent the people of the North East of England overseas, helping to attract businesses to locate here, as well as develop lots of other activities to support business growth and wealth creation, and therefore job creation. And here I was able to develop a number of teams and bring on a number of people, applying all of the lessons that I'd learned up to that point, particularly during my qualifications. But it's the soft side, the transferable skills, that were most important. And in large part, that was the best thing about this job. I got a real buzz out of helping to see people grow and develop. So as well as traveling around the world, I also got to see lots of businesses in the North East. And I would bore my kids on the weekend driving around saying, you wouldn't believe the great stuff that's going on behind that factory door or behind that gate, and the jobs that have been created there. Well, our team helped to bring those together. And at this point, I could pause and tell you about the near miss I had of eating a snake in South Korea, or the very surreal but great experience of eating lamb in a Genghis Khan themed restaurant in northern Japan, or my close encounter with the homeboys in a suburb of New Jersey. But that's perhaps for another day. I think fundamentally the greatest lesson I learned, though, in this role at One North East was networking, the value and power and usefulness of networking, in being able to share your experience with other people and learn about new people, create a black book that you can pass on to others. But in 2010, and this time it was about 5 years rather than 4, but in 2010, the government's policy changed towards economic development. So I took voluntary redundancy and set up on my own as a consultant called Key Strengths. I'd met so many great business people. I'd also met 1 or 2 flaky business people who were running businesses and thought, if they're doing it, then I must be able to do it. So I did, and it was successful. But here I learned another lesson, which is listen to the marketplace, because I wanted to go out there and develop people's strengths and help them understand their strengths, work to their strengths, organisationally and individually. But the market wanted me to help develop and write and prepare and implement strategy. So with the need to pay my mortgage, I went down what the market was telling me to do rather than what I wanted to do. And I was traveling all around the UK. I had clients in London. I was in London a lot. I had clients in America and Canada and India. I had associates working with me. And my kids were about 13, 15, about 4 years ago, and I ended up having to reconsider what I was doing with my work. My kids at 13, 15 were going through that phase where they become an adult, and I didn't want in 4 or 5 years' time, i.e. about now when they're 18, 19, to be wanting to spend time with them and then them not having a relationship with me and asking, who are you? So something had to change. So therefore I put key strengths to bed and was successful in becoming the managing director of Business Durham, and that was 4 years ago. And Business Durham is part of the County Council, and we help grow the economy of Durham by working with businesses, helping them to create wealth. We run the only science park in the northeast. We've done lots of other opportunities to work with businesses. And again, if we had time, I'd love to regale you with the great businesses that are in County Durham, whether they be blue chips in engineering and manufacturing, great technology companies that will revolutionise things for people who are based at Net Park, just down the road in Sedgefield, the digital companies, the service sector companies, the food and drink companies. There is a wealth of opportunity on your doorstep and lots of employment opportunities. And some of those companies will be well known to you as household names, and some of them are just family-owned entrepreneurial businesses doing some great stuff, creating jobs and wealth and contributing to their communities. So that was 4 years ago. And therefore, true to form, it's time to move on. So at the end of this month, I join a company called Synoptica, which is a artificial intelligence technology company, 2 years old, and I'm going to help run that. But that's going to be setting up a northeast operation as they expand from London. And so there'll be jobs hopefully in that company in the future, and that's going to be in Durham. How did I get to know about that? Networking. Networking is so important. So thank you for listening to me. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to summarize a few of the key points again, hopefully so you can take them away with you as you begin that adventure that follows from today. So firstly, I'd encourage you to always continue to learn. And higher level qualifications are really important. But it's not just the subject. It's all the other skills that you gain along the way that are of equal importance. Those softer transferable skills. And these are the things that employers are looking for. Learn as much as you can, when you can, by just being inquisitive. Take the opportunities that come your way. Take the opportunity to get to know yourself. Seek feedback. How do you come across in meetings, in conversations, in certain situations? How do people perceive you? Reflect on your experience, piggy bank. And when it switches from credit to debit, do think about it. And that might be staying the same, but be aware of that. I don't need to talk to you about working hard because you know how to do that, having done what you've done to get here today. But actually, there will be lows as well as highs in everything that goes on. Networking. Networking, there might be a theme here, networking. Be interested in others and engage. Remember that every impact that you have with people will leave a trace. Why not commit to make that a good one in all instances? And as part of that networking, recognize the skills and experience of others, invest in them so that you can benefit. Working in a team is a brilliant, brilliant feeling when it works well, but it's a give and take situation. And just because you've got a HNC in this or a HND in that or a level 5 from a professional body, don't let that confine you. Define you, yes, but don't let it confine you or limit you. I'm a chemist. I do business, I do commerce, I do finance, I do technology. And can I also ask that you just think about the future and not just today. What is your legacy? What do you want your legacy to be? I know that I've built a strong network in the Northeast and wider afield, and people have told me that me and my colleagues at Business Durham have had a really positive impact on the Northeast and Durham economy and its business community, which is brilliant. It's awesome. But I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a school governor, I'm a friend to people, I'm a member of society. Hopefully that's my legacy. So sometimes you have to be prepared to get the balance right and think about what's important. So even with the impediment of starting out talking like this, you can perhaps have a modicum of success and contribute to society. So finally, many, many congratulations on your success today. And looking out, I can see that the future is in safe hands. And I've shaken a good chunk of them. And that's yours. And I hope that in 20 years' time, you can look back with the same degree of fondness and the same degree of learning that I've been able to do. And I wish you all the very, very best for the future. And thanks again to New College Durham for allowing me to join with you in this celebration today. All the very best, and thank you.
Thank you, Simon. We wish Simon well in his new role. I think you'll gather from his address today that for 4 or 5 years he seems to get an urge to change, so we might invite him back in 4 or 5 years' time and find out what he's up to. But we will miss him, and we'll miss him the drive that he's given to Business Durham, to our region's economy. We'll miss him in New College, and we'll miss him in the wider business community, because as you'll see today, he delivers with a passion. And despite his accent, we'll still have him back. May I at this point invite one of our students back to the stage. I'd like to ask Sonia back. Sonia is our Level 5 Higher Apprenticeship Leader in Health and Social Care and Children and Young People student, and Sonia is going to propose a vote of thanks.
On behalf of all of us graduating here today, I would like to thank the college and the principal for enabling us to celebrate all our hard work and academic achievement at this ceremony. We are happy to be joined by our families and friends to share in our success. For most of us, the studies we have undertaken have been both challenging and rewarding, and I would like to express our appreciation to our tutors who have always been there to support us, especially when times have been hard. Their dedication to our success is much appreciated. I would like to say a very special thanks to our families. They have supported us when we have progressed through our programmes, given us encouragement and tolerated our anxieties at the next assignment deadline grew closer and closer, and then the next, and then the next. The good news is that it's all over. Your reward, I hope, is that you've seen us up here on the stage today as graduating students. One of the unexpected bonuses of study is the friendships that you make, and I am sure that these friendships will not end here today, but will last into the future, providing us with hours of entertainment as we recall the good times when we were undergraduates. And finally, a big thank you to the college for organising today's graduation, enabling us to celebrate our academic achievements with our family, friends and tutors. And on behalf of us all, may I wish the college and all of its students every success in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, at this point, that concludes the formal part of this afternoon's ceremony, but we would like you to come and join us in the mall. I think there's strawberries and cream and cake being served for those of you who would like. There's also a glass of refreshment. Could I just ask that you remain seated until the academic procession leaves the room, but we wish you all a pleasant and safe journey home, and thanks again for you to come today. And lastly, thanks to our musicians who've helped with this afternoon's ceremony. Thank you very much.